fixing the problem. So that's number one. Silent treatment does not make you feel right. The first step is always to express it to that person that silent treatment make me feel a kind of way, right? I would use a better and more clearer words in the way that you can express it. What does it make you feel like? The key word is feeling. If you go there and say it's just duty and responsibility to not be silent, you will not create better results. So there's another comment. I think this one was what drove the title of the live stream or the live taping. So somebody said, you see, the lady that I want to marry gives me this silent treatment. Every time we are conversing, especially talking about important thing in marriage, she will just go silent as though she doesn't want to hear it. That's a typo. She does this a lot, and I have complained. I didn't like it. Please, what do I do? All right, so let's handle this together. Somebody replied to them, because we only get to it so long, right? And somebody replied to them and said, my wife is the same way. All right?
Oh my God.
This is all on our comments. It's on one of our videos.
Wow.
Right. My wife is the same way, and we are divorcing. Well, first of all, shout out to Ibrahim Kunle, who left the first one. Shout out to Ibrahim Kunle. Thank you for the comment. My wife is the same way, and we're divorcing after 14 years of marriage. That's what I meant by deleting the marriage and the main title. She can talk about the easy things, but never difficult conversations. It basically killed our marriage. Be very careful, brother. And shout out to Brandon Brown, who answered that. So Brandon Brown said 14 years we're divorcing because they never had the hard conversation, you know. And okay, this is another one. We'll handle that later. What do you say, babe?
So Ibrahim Kunle said he doesn't like the girl is about to marry. First of all, you're not even married to this girl yet. And you still want to marry her? That's where my confusion is. Because right now you're not even aligned.
Right.
If we're not aligning, why are we still going ahead with the marriage? Is it because we've dated for 3 years?
It's an interesting language you use there, aligning.
Yes,
right.
We're not.
You know why I like the word aligning? Because you're not blaming one person at all.
No, because
you're just saying it's something, there's friction.
Yeah, there's friction and sometimes personality. People need to pay attention to that. You know, this kind of person doesn't make her a bad person.
Right.
But her personality is quite different from yours. She's silent because maybe she does not want to piss you off. Because she knows if she says something, you might take it the other way.
Right.
So for me, I don't think you even have a business getting married right now. You guys need to know each other properly. Because this will showcase,
100%.
like Brandon said, him and his wife divorced after
14 years later.
Yes, that is real.
And if you're divorcing 14 years later, there's emotional damage.
Okay.
Right. So, and it can be very costly. Some people never come back from it. In fact, that's what built the manosphere. And the Egbekilokoshes. It's people that
manosphere,
yeah. It's what built it. It's men with emotional damages.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And that's why they come off angry.
Very angry.
You know?
Very angry.
So you definitely don't want to turn around 14 years. Shout out to Brandon. Hopefully he's seeking the proper healing that he needs to move forward.
Very important.
Because there is no way you're not traumatized.
And you don't want to
after you've gone through that
baggage on somebody else.
Yes.
Because, look, people, we all have to heal. We can't just go from one relationship we've been damaged by somebody else and then we take it into another relationship. Let us give ourselves time to heal. Okay?
Yep.
Very important. So Ibrahim
you can put that down if you want, actually.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Ibrahim
so we can feel free.
For me, please don't even do it now. Yeah. And I understand it because as Nigerians, once we set the date, we are going forward to the date. Now, nothing else can stop us from getting married.
Yeah.
But these are true signs, and these are real signs, and these are things that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Before you go into a marriage. Marriage is a big deal. You're gonna produce children in this marriage, or even if you don't want to produce children, what about the emotional damage you're going to do to yourself?
Right. Now, as we try to make ourselves examples, because we're speaking from experience, with these things, I think experience is the best teacher still. And positive experience at that. Because people with negative experience, they will teach you worst case scenario, and that can create fear. And if you enter marriage with fear,
it's doomed already.
That's even worse.
It's doomed.
And there's a fine line between fear, I just need to make sure. There's fine line.
I'm protecting myself.
Yeah, you're protecting yourself. You will encapsulate yourself inside a cave, and you will end up even in the worst scenario. It's a very delicate situation, so we have to be very careful. While yes, you should protect yourself, but I think you should protect yourself understanding this is a romantic relationship, and it's better when everybody feels free. When you love in a way that the other person feels free, it's way better than people have to look over their shoulder and make sure walk on eggshells. You're walking on eggshells, I think it's better that you stay away from marriage.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So now, in terms of this silent treatment of a thing, right? We didn't address things like this before we got married.
No, we didn't.
So are you considering us lucky for still being here?
I mean, didn't we? Yeah. Because
we went to like a 30 minutes counseling of some sort with the pastor, but
that's never enough. All this counseling, look, there's nothing like when you are in need and this thing is happening.
Right.
How do you show up?
So we didn't discuss this kind of things, and we were not perfect before we got married.
Right? We had our own issues.
Right. We definitely, you did. I didn't realize we had that much issues. I didn't know. I didn't know for the next 8 years that we had issues.
Then you basically wasn't paying attention.
I was having a good time. I was having a blast.
I was having a blast too, but in between those blasts, we had some gloomy moments where I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
I wasn't aware until 8 years in. A lot of them.
And guess what happened? Everything was coming like this, because it built up.
Yes, and we're just lucky to still be here. Yes. I want to acknowledge that, but there's a lot of work that went into it, not just luck.
Yeah.
We need luck because we need favor, because there's just so many moving variables that we don't get to control.
Right.
But with that being said, there's some work you can do to increase your chances of getting lucky, right? Silent treatment could be people behave either it's fight or flight. They're running from something, or is their way of being aggressive. It's passive aggression.
Passive aggressive.
Right?
Yeah.
The more important thing is that you're complaining about it. It doesn't sit well with you, obviously. Right? I'm not here about to judge your God because we don't know her. For all we know, this could just be you being sensitive in your feelings. But we're going to assume that you're not in your feelings and you're not, we're going to assume that you're a good person because it sounds like you're a good person, right? And you just want to feel right. I know you're probably saying, no, she should just do the right thing. No, you're full of crap. You want to feel right. That's what this comes down to. And if you don't acknowledge that, this is all going to backfire the wrong way. Right? It's very important to acknowledge yourself and say, I'm a human being. I need to feel free and feel right. I don't feel safe. Yes, even as a man, if my woman is giving me silent treatment, acknowledge the truth, the real truth, not the one you created for yourself. The real truth, right? The real truth is the result you're getting. In your face, you don't feel right, right? Never mind what you think is supposed. Look at the result you're creating. If it's not what you like, you have to acknowledge that first. If you don't acknowledge that, you're not going to be fixing the problem. So that's number one. Silent treatment does not make you feel right. The first step is always to express it to that person that silent treatment make me feel a kind of way, right? I would use a better and more clearer words in the way that you can express it. What does it make you feel like? The key word is feeling. If you go there and say it's just duty and responsibility to not be silent, you will not create better results.